One question many LPs and others might have is just how easy is it to fire a GP or a fund manager once he's been appointed to manage a fund? It could be well the case that the GP hasn't performed or there's been some form of other problem. So there's two main factors that go into that. The first one is the documentation of the fund. Typically, fund documents will have a provision saying that you can fire a GP just because you don't like him anymore, or you feel he's not performed, with some form of supermajority, 75 or 80% of the investors have to vote for that. The other provision that's typically there is that you can fire a GP for misconduct, so something quite serious, with a simple majority of 51%. And so the threshold for firing a GP simply because he doesn't perform is quite high. The second factor that comes into play is how many LPs are there. If there's about 7 or 8 or 10 LPs, it's going to be quite difficult for them to coordinate themselves together to get to an 80% majority. If there's only one or two, it might be a lot easier. So those are the factors that will determine whether a GP is easy to sack or not. And of course, remember, it's the GP who was controlling the drafting of the documents, so they would typically make it quite difficult to sack them.